Well, hey, are we on? Are we on?
We're on.
Right, well, God, I'm so rusty at this now. Good evening, welcome along. Sunday Bunch, back again. Here we are, the lads with us tonight, all ready to talk everything Sunderland. So let's see, first of all, we got Conrad. Conrad, how's your day been?
It's been all right, yeah. Just came back from we had a night out with some friends out yesterday. Had a few too many, and then back today, back on for start of the season.
Superb. Mike, how's your day been?
Car booting madness as always on Sundays. So yeah, it's been good, profitable.
You've not been to church then?
No, they banned me.
All right, there you go. And Terry with us back again. Terry, how's your day been?
Been a quiet one, to be fair. Just chilling out, relaxing. A little bit of a jog after yesterday's 2-2 draw with Marseille.
Oh well, there you go. Did you do a commentary on it? I would have watched.
I did, yes. It went very well. Very well indeed.
Okay. Right, don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can join us in the chat if you want to have your say. A couple of things. I don't want to hog the show with this, but there are a couple of things I wanted to mention. Obviously, best part of 18 months I've been away. And we must mention all the things why I was away. Unfortunately, we lost our Jack Shields, friend of ours, on the show. So that was a sad event which happened. I have been away because, my wife's been recovering from cancer. So that was a pretty hard time. But I must thank all the doctors and nurses at the Freeman and the RVI who've been absolutely superb. All the staff at Maggie's who helped us. And though we're not out of the woods completely yet, at least it's heading in the right direction. So that's where we're at there. I'd like to thank everybody who sent us messages, people who knew. Thanks to you lot. And a big thank you to you lot on the channel for keeping it going. So thanks to you for that. That's done and dusted, got out of the way. We have got a new sponsor this season as well, Football Prizes. We'll tell you more about that as we go on, and your chance to win a free signed Job Bellingham shirt, and it's framed as well. I'm still rusty. Right, so since I've been away, we've got a new manager. Is it Regis Labrie? Is that how it's pronounced? Is that how we're doing it? So our RLB is no doubt we'll start to call him, I would imagine. What's he like? What do we think of him so far after pre-season, Conrad?
It's early days. It seems to be doing all right. I like the sort of thing of the three off the striker, but I think as Terry's probably going to get onto at some point, it'd still be nice if we actually had those three behind an actual striker. But it looks to be good. We're getting in. We've got some players back. Sirkin and Lise are all looking good down the left side. Roberts looks a bit more threatening at this point. Early days, you can't quite tell off the opposition you play, but seems promising.
We'll get onto the striker thing anyway pretty soon. There's a lot of people asking about that. I'm going to try and read as many comments out as we can if you want to get in there. Mike. Regis Labrie, I know it's early days, but your thoughts on him?
I still think he looks like the double of Chris Coleman. He could be definitely a child of his. But yeah, I like the more attacking, more aggressive football we seem to be playing. I'd be interested to know if he's having any influence over transfers. I know we'll talk transfers later, but we have signed some people that are a bit more experienced, which is interesting, and I wonder how much he has to say on that. But as far as a coach goes, looks a lot better than Mikelio Dodzio.
Well, I mean, hopefully he'll have a say on the signings, but I'm not pessimistic normally, but it would mean the whole system has to change, and that for me is unlikely. Just before I come to you, Terry, quick shout out to Jay Taylor, Las Palmas Magnum in there, Pixel Reach, RWA. Promotions, that's Brad down there, David Walker, Tony Lee, all already in the chat. Terry, RLB, what's your thoughts on him? I know it's early days.
Yeah, it is early days. It looks as if, much more attacking play I've seen in the first few games, but the first kind of 14 in the squad, then we seem to be very weak, and so we need more strength and depth. We've only got 3 players in so far. KLD said he would bring his own backroom staff in. Hasn't happened so far. Regis Labrie says he's quite happy to start the season with Dodds and Proctor. So it looks as if it's the same old, same old. So we don't, he's coming in to do a job, to try and do his best, but also as a yes man. So we'll see what happens in the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it would be nice if he could have more of a say on it, but they've not broken the system we have so far. So it remains to be seen. Let's get on to this striker thing. We've only needed a striker for the best part of 2 or 3 years now, and absolutely nothing's been done. And to be honest, if they don't do something this year, then I was going to say there's going to be riots, but that's not really the terminology you use at the moment, is it? So still no strikers. Like I say, I mean, pardon my ignorance, but I've been away from it for a while, so I don't know what's been going on. I saw something about this Mendy. What's the situation with that? Mike, do you want to fill us in on that?
Yeah, I think Terry will have a better insight. He's got a source in the know from his live stream the other day by the looks of it. But from what I see, it's all been delayed and it's all admin side of things. It is interesting, though, because he is, I think, out of the signings we've got so far, he looks like the most experienced and a lot of potential. However, I think Mayenda doing a lot better could be our downfall where, Speakman might think, oh, we actually don't need a striker, which is the worrying thing for me.
The thing is, though, Mike, is he actually doing any better? Is he actually doing better? Has he scored any goals yet? Is he getting the service?
The service, maybe not, but I mean, performance-wise, he's stepping up. I think he didn't. I don't think he was given the time in the last season.
He looks a lot stronger this season. Looks like if he's filled out a little bit as well. So we hope he does really well, but proof will be in the pudding, won't it?
The fear is if they've got a chance to stick with somebody we've already got, it's nailed on. That's probably what they're going to do. And am I right to assume that this Mendy bloke's a canny age? I mean, how old is he?
30, I believe.
30, which again goes about, it's not the way we sort of do things. So if they do sign him, maybe that's going to change. Terry?
Yeah, he's 30-year-old. He scored 22 goals in 30 games last season in the French League 2, which is probably weaker than the Championship. So he's a big, strong, physical player. He can only be better than what we've got at this moment in time, and apparently it'll be done this week if the source is correct. But we do need strikers, and we need more than one. We need a couple of strikers in. We need a decent centre back, because if you think about the centre backs as well, you've got Elise, you've got Serkin, who are both injury prone, Ballard, who's injury prone. That just really leaves Luke O'Nien and who else?
Right, just very quickly, a couple of things on the chat down here. Somebody saying about Terry, the stealth camper of the year. What's that about, Terry?
Just go a bit of camping around. I wouldn't say a stealth camper of the year. I'd say probably about top 50 stealth camper of the year.
I'll tell you what, if anybody was going to be camp, I wouldn't have had you down as the one being.
I might do a stealth camp in our back garden, Phil.
yeah. Just we haven't seen you stealth. Tony Lee on here says Regis surely will be an improvement on them clowns, Beale and Dodds. Well, probably right. Who would you fancy as a striker? Anybody? Conrad, do you know of any good names? What would be a decent buy for us?
There was someone I was thinking of the other day that might sort of come to mind, but I don't think it was a striker. I mean, for me, we should have leapt on someone that was either coming down with Sheffield United or Luton, someone like that. I think rather than looking to pinch upwards from League One or a League One standard, I prefer that they've actually got someone who's actually played some games and actually got match experience now. Is seems to be the better option. It was interesting what you said about Mayenda. I do think he's played better as well, but we're not using him to his best. He's absolutely rapid, and yet we play him at the front of our press. So he's pretty much right on the edge of their box, where really we want him running in behind people or trying to get a yard on a defender. He's almost set up to be, we need to be playing further back. So I don't know if he's going to suit this sort of front foot style we've got. And I think from watching some of the pre-season so far, he's not had many shots. He looks to be causing a handful for the defence, but not a threat to the net.
Right, fair enough. What about you, Mike? Anybody who you think would be a really good signing for us?
Nobody that's jumped out. I was looking at the free agents the other day, and that Tyrese Campbell is apparently a free agent. Championship experience, although he has not done good in the last couple of seasons. He has played, but at 2 million, it's our kind of, 1.5 million, it's our kind of price tag, isn't it? So it's difficult at the moment. I can't see us attracting anyone that's going to beat what we've already got, personally. Mendy's probably the caliber we're at for attracting players.
Right. Terry, would you be happy with anybody we've got, we've already got, or is this a standout one who you'd like to see come in?
Well, at the moment, we seem to only get free transfers. So it's a bit of a limited market, isn't it? So I'll be happy to get Mendy right now, because I think we need somebody in before let's face it, it's pretty sad and an embarrassment and a bit of a letdown by the club to wait till now to get a striker in. The club that, probably the biggest club in the Championship, and we're still struggling to get a striker in after 2 seasons. It is, they say they're going to, I remember KLD said something in the queue for the first team when it was on the shirt, when it was on for sale. People were saying, we need a striker. And he says, no, we need a goal scorer. We still haven't got that goal scorer yet. What are we doing? Why are we taking so bloody long? We went to the last day of the transfer window. By then, we could have lost 2 or 3 games. You just don't know, do you?
So do you think he's just saying what fans want to hear? Because that's what it sounds like.
Just don't have the cash. It's simple as. Just
very quickly, back on the chat, Mickey Stewart, watching us from Skegness, Skeg Vegas, as they call it. Michael Bowers down there. Hi, Michael. Michael will be coming on the channel doing bits and bobs as a guest as well every now and again. David Jones says Sammy Smodic, which is not a bad call, but it's the sort of money. Mike?
Yeah, I was just noticing then, because I was having a look through. Aaron Connolly's available. I'm sure we all remember him playing for Hull. 8 goals in a season, not amazing, but probably is a better option than a lot of them that are out there. And he's available on a free. He's an ex-Premier League player at the end of the day with Brighton, technically, isn't he?
But it's just depressing that we're looking at the end of players going, oh, he's a striker, and then you look and you go, how many has he scored? And you go 8. You go, right, okay. So me and Terry were saying this about, that's
more than all our strikers combined last season, though.
So that is an improvement, I suppose. But we were saying this about Poveda, weren't we, Terry? That we look back through his record, and we were like, yes, he looks like he can be a handful on his day, but when we actually look at his numbers, he's below 4 or 5 of our already, signed players, and we're sitting there going, like KLD said, well, we need a goal scorer. It's like, well, you're not going after that at the minute. You're going after potential again, and can he do this? Or he'd fit in with our system, rather than going, do you know what? We needed someone, and he's not the right age anymore, but someone just like in this league would be like a Charlie Austin in his prime, would have just been, all he does is he scores. That's all he does, holds the ball up for us and scores, but we look for potential and model fitting.
Anthony Martial's free. I'm just saying,
Got to watch that Ballon d'Or clause.
It's all about the model again, and it's they're not going to pay it. It's just I can't actually see it changing very quickly. On the chat, SFC Tom, Ross Stewart back on loan. Is a shout down there. Mundle, somebody's give a shout out to Mundle, who've already got a goal, didn't he, the other day, which might not be too bad. Leo Scriptor, he trumps Mickey Stewart's watching in Skegness, because he's watching from Brazil. So, and I know where I would rather be. So thanks for tuning in from over there. But this thing about needing a striker, and needing one quick, and wherever we've waited years. It's exactly like at the end of last season. I said to my mates, I said, look, I hope we had Mike Dodds did that interim period to see the season out. I said, I hope that they've got, a manager in mind. And even that took forever. And I'm thinking, this is just, it's just a joke, to be honest.
Let's face it, Phil, they didn't have a manager in mind. And the ones they had in mind didn't come to Sunderland. Regis Labrie, for me, wasn't the first choice. And I don't believe for a minute he was.
Did we say, Mike? Sorry, go on, sorry, you didn't.
I feel like it's like they're taking the fans for granted, or they're just being sort of arrogant when they're like just not doing their basic simple job, and that's providing a decent side or improving the squad. Alan Brown for me is a standout one we've got in. I think he's going to be brilliant this season. But like I say, we just need that striker. We need to do better than last season. For me, this is make or break for these owners in my mind. If we have another poor season, bottom 10, in this season, then obviously the model is failing.
Right. Just very quickly, back on the chat. CJ2 says Nisbet loan possible with Millwall signing the guy from Notts County. Michael Bowers chucking in Tom Cannon on loan from Leicester. These are different names which are coming forward. I want to give a shout out to Jackie Shields, a new member. So thanks to you lot for that. We will be telling you a little bit later on. We are going to be doing a members only giveaway every single week, where you can win a Toffs shirt. But we'll explain that very soon with you. So the striker thing, we know we need a striker. Goalkeepers, we've been happy with Patterson. He's been better than we thought. Initially, we thought he was just going to be like a number 2, but really. He's impressed, and now have we signed 2 new goalkeepers?
We have, yeah.
We have. No, we got one this week. This Blondie Gadgie. Does this mean Patterson's on his way out, Terry?
Well, it better not be, because I don't really rate the players. I mean, let's face it, Moore will do a decent job, but Patterson's better. So that means we're going to be downgrading if we do get rid of him. I've never even seen the other bloke who was come in. I've never even heard of him. I'd rather give the other 2 kids a chance, Richardson and Matt Young. Personally, give those a run out in the in the reserves bench. But that's just my opinion. I mean, Moore was good to come in to be the experienced keeper, to help the young keepers, to help Richardson, to help Younger, and also to help Patterson. But I'd rather sort of we can put one or 2 of the youngsters out on loan, fair enough. But for me, we've got to keep Patterson 100%, because I think if Moore comes in and replaces Patterson, I think we downgrade him.
Right, Conrad, you want in there?
Yeah, the Blondie fella. He played 13 times in his professional career. It was at Southend, I want to say, in the National League last season. Yes, I'm sad I looked it up because I didn't know who he was. But he looks to be like he's just starting out on his career, because he's only 22, 23. So this would probably be where he's sort of trying to sort of push on and sort of like either get himself as a number 2 or at least get some sort of cup games under him. Because if you think keepers go on till the late 30s and early 40s, so he's got a long way to go. But I think he's right at the start, but they probably see him a little bit ahead of Matty Young, and did you say Richardson was the other one?
Yeah.
Well,
that doesn't instill me with much confidence. I mean, I
don't think he's meant to play. I don't think so.
He can't possibly be meant to play. He's from Stoke, who's in the same league. He's in their B team, and if you follow on the stats to this season in the Premier League 2, 10 appearances, conceded 29. Not the guy I really want to put between the sticks. And then if you look at Simon Moore, a lot more experience. Yes, we all want experienced players, but not when that experience comes at the cost of not playing a full season since 2021-22. And in that season, 41 games, 54 conceded, and then he's not really played much since then.
I'd be absolutely gutted if we get rid of Patterson, mind. I will be. For me, it's the final straw.
Well, it sounds to me very much like Mike is the new Michael Bowers on this channel, and he is Stano. Is that right? I mean, because Mike, we haven't worked together that much really. So are you the stat man now, are you?
Yeah, I do the stats, and Conrad will Google that for you.
All right.
You got me.
Fantastic. Do you think, Mike, do you think Patterson is away then?
I don't want him to be. My heart says no. My head says if an offer comes in, they're going to take it.
Obviously.
And that's the unfortunate truth. And we can only point the finger, for me, at Speakman for that. I think he's trying to appease the fans by getting experienced players like Alan Brown and Simon Morin, saying, look, I'm buying experience. But why can a championship club of our caliber not be attracting at least 2 or 3 really good quality Premier League loan players?
Like Burstow.
Not like Burstow, no, but you know what I mean?
Diallo.
There's Premier League teams that have 4 or 5 strikers. There's always one that's got a lot of experience, but he's not needed, who will want some game time. Why can't we attract these players? Why aren't we going for them?
We always get linked with one at Forest. Is it Sam Woodburn or someone like we got linked with him last year, and he always gets sort of linked with us as well. And Forest are at the right end of the Premier League for us to be trying to poach a player.
But we used to have a great relationship with Man United, even when we weren't doing as well as we are, and we've always had loan players from them that have turned into signings. What's happened to all these relationships?
I think the bottom line is probably, even though they would be on loan, there would be a percentage of the wage that the that the Premier League club would pay. But I still think it would be too rich for us. That's the top and bottom of it. Brad at RWA Productions says Sam Sturridge, Conrad, is
that's the fella.
Is the man you're on about. So, Conrad, do you think Patterson is away?
I don't think so. I think we'd be a bit more concrete. Think the ones I always hear about are Clark and then Job going quite early. So I think we'll probably end up keeping Patterson at least for one more season. Try and see if Matty Young can step on as well on his loan, playing a full season, or hope that one of these 2 other ones actually show us something and step up to be a sort of 1 and 2 combination with Matty Young. But I don't see him going unless we get a ridiculous amount of money, and I don't see a team throwing a ridiculous amount of money at him.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, before we go any further, we got 40 likes at the moment. We normally try and get 100 when we do these lives. So if you do us a favor and just hit the thumbs up, if you're watching on a mobile device and you got the chat on, just close the chat. You'll see the thumbs up. Just smash that for us, and we'll see if we can get these likes up. And likewise, of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do that. So if you'd like to subscribe, we are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and we'd like to get there as soon as possible. Right then, lads. Well, I've done my tablet's gone off. Hang on a sec. Oh, there we go. So that's the goalkeeper thing done. New signings this season so far. Somebody's already mentioned on the chat where we're at when we find him here. We're talking about Alan Brown down here. Sleepy board games. Alan Brown, vastly experienced in the Championship, looks a great signing. He was Preston captain for the last 4 years as well. If you're captain of the team, you normally got a little bit about you. Is he the standout signing so far? And I mean, who have we signed? I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, I will do my homework eventually, but I'm a bit in the dark. Conrad, do you know?
There's 4 signings. Alan Brown, there's the 2 keepers, Moore and Blondie, and then there's Paveda, I think is how you say him, the sort of winger. Yes. So we've got 4. I think he is, just because we all liked Corey Evans. There was nothing wrong with him, but we needed to improve that area in our midfield and get some sort of experience, as we cried out for the likes of Dan Neil, Ekwar, and for Chris Rigg as well, because as much as in potential, I'd love to see Neil, Rigg and Ekwar all working together. Sometimes you actually need someone who's played the game and been in this league and knows how to lead them, like you say, as a captain. So I think he's going to be an absolute standout one for us. And I've already mentioned Paveda seems good on paper, but lacks the product so far. And the keepers, I think Michael Bauer said it in the chat, we've sort of out like replacements for Bass and Bishop.
This Pervader, what position is he? A fullback?
No, he's like a right winger. Right winger.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
Going to push Roberts, isn't he? We'll try to anyway.
Right.
Or push
Okay.
Bar.
Terry, new signings so far. Anybody impressed you?
Well, I don't class Blondie as a first team signing. I don't class the third keeper as a first team signing. Probably never start again this season for Sunderland in the first team. So for me, that is just not a signing. I think Alan Brown's 10 out of 10. I think it's a spot on signing. That for me goes against what they've brought in over the season. So I think it's brilliant. I think I've watched him so far. He's not 100% fit just yet. But he breaks up the play. He likes to get a forward pass. He likes to run forward, box to box. And for me, I'd take the armband off Luke 09 and give it to Alan Brown all day long. So I think if we did get an experienced centre-back in to go along Ballard, and if Ballard could stay fit, I would have an experienced centre-back alongside Ballard and make Alan Brown the captain.
Right, I'll bring you in just now, Conrad. I just hope he lasts longer than, because I used to watch Alan Brown from the full end. You know, I mean, he was fast. It's not the same one, is it? No, right. Conrad.
When we were talking about centre-back signings, I want to throw one at you who's experienced, but he's still very young, and we've had him before. Callum Doyle is going to be loaned out again by Man City, and we had him obviously in League One. He played a handful of games for us, but lost his place by the end of the season. Was he at Leicester last season? Or it was the season before, and he's obviously won the league with him playing most of the games at centre-back as well. Yes, he'd be a left-sided one, but I think that's an improvement on Triantis and Seals if you were looking for Elise and Sirkin for injury proneness, and Ballard as well, as you've mentioned. I think that would be a good one for us to try and go back for.
I mean, I did notice, I noticed that Danny Bart this week signed for Blackburn Rovers, didn't he? So, I mean, did he want away, or did we? I mean, because he was when he went at the end of the season, I think he was our best player that season, Danny Bart. I mean, so you know, if it was us who kicked him out, I understand him not coming back. But you know, why have we not gone? You know, for somebody who did so well for us back again. Anyway, Mike, new signings. What are your thoughts so far?
To answer your Danny Back question, he probably has demanded more money than Bradley Dax, so they just turfed him out. That's probably the issue there. Alan Brown, I think, is a solid signing. It's not like a headline like, oh my God, we've got Alan Brown. But when you look at him and you see him play, it's the experience he's got there. Reminds me of like when we had a few more experienced players on the pitch, which is good. I'm hoping he gets like proper stuck in, and we have, you know, we need a bit of grit and tackle in the centre like we used to have with Catamol, I think. Ian Pervader. Now, stats wise, I looked at him, and it's like on stats you're like, no. But then I think Michael Bowers put a post on X asking the Sheffield fans what they thought of him, and they all thought he was amazing. It's just injuries that was the issue. And they said he'll quickly become a fan favourite. So I'm watching him quite keenly. I think.
Is that more because of his social media antics, though, rather than the actual like playing the game?
I've done the classic watch the YouTube highlight reel, which I know could make me look good at five-a-side, but still, he's the one I'm looking at with the most interest out of the ones we've signed. And I'm with Terry on the keepers. They're not signings.
Just quickly, Terry, I'll come back to you. Michael Bowers says Moore and Blondie are basically replacements for Bass and Bishop. Is what he's saying there. Terry?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I like Luke 09. I think he's 110% of the cause. He's a wonderful bloke. But if we want to get better this season and get into the top six, we're going to have to improve the defence. And I think we just make too many errors in defence. And when it's an error, it's a catastrophic error. And Luke 09, we're not being it's not really his proper position as a centre-back. I think we could just get somebody who is a proper centre-back in that position. Luke 09 for me could make a sort of a defensive midfielder more, you know, and he's good backup. But I just think if we want to improve again, we're going to have another centre-back anyway, just in case, because the likes of Ballard, Elise, Serkin, you've got Triantis who's out injured now, and you've also got Seald who's injured now. So we've got a lot of injured players at the back, or potentially players that could get injured over and over again. We want them all to stay injury-free, but history says they get injuries. So that's why I think we need another real solid centre-back in there. Callum Doyle, fair enough. I'd take him.
Yeah.
I'll message him.
The Alan Brown thing. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know a lot about him, but I used to sort of watch him, but only because he's called Alan Brown, as you know, the old Alan Brown and that. And I think people are so sort of chuffed to get him. I think because we're not used to that sort of caliber, and you know, I'm saying that caliber of player, which is sad, really, when you know, you think of who we are, but still we've been that used to getting nobodies or somebody who, oh yeah, we signed a 13-year-old, he'd be a brilliant striker, you know, in 5 years' time when we bring him through and all that. So I don't know. Anyway, Glenn Elo says Callum Doyle, great player. So he you know, it is a fairly good shout. That before we go any further, what I want to do, I quickly want to tell you, we have teamed up with our friends at Football Prizes, and they're going to be giving stuff away for us. And what they've done is this time round, they've got I'm just going to go a Bellingham shirt because I know I'm going to keep messing this up. But it's free. You can win. You win this as soon as I find it. So I'll put it on here somewhere. All right, here we are. All right, we're just going to. I'm just going to stick this on. So I'll just go take that off. All right, and this is it. All right, it's signed. It's framed. Joe Bellingham shirt. Now that is free to enter. So all you got to do, there's a description in. There's a link in the description here. If you just go down there, click on it, tells you exactly what to do. It is free to enter, and that goes until I think it's 7:30 on 7:30 on Tuesday night, and then it's drawn and you get it. So it costs you nothing to do. Just click on the link, do that, enter it. Free, you might as well. It'll take you a minute to do. And your chance to win yourself a signed Joe Bellingham framed shirt. That's from our friends at Football Prizes. And if you check out that website, it's all football stuff on there. It's none of these things where you win a shaver, what shaves your balls and all this and whatever. It's all football stuff. Great little thing. Loads of little raffles, 99 pence and all that. Win some fantastic prizes. So if you check that out. Like we say, the link is in the description below, and well, try and win yourself a shirt. So speaking of football shirts, we've got the new home and the new away strip out, and the same debacle really from the club. Why can this club not get this right? I mean, for the away shirt, I was on, set my alarm, I was up, and by 1 minute past 8, I mean, how fortunate, I got mine, I was straight in, got it, but by 1 minute past 8, right, there was only a large left in the away shirt. 1 minute. So why are the club making it difficult for us to give them our money? Your biggest belief. Terry, well, why can't they get this right? Are they penny pinching?
I haven't got a clue, mate. I'm just thinking maybe they want to get the sales in before they can give the money to get more shirts made. And then obviously the wait and the anticipation is going to sort of build and build, and people are going to go and get a load more shirts again. I honestly, that's all I can think. I don't know why you wouldn't have all these shirts from the numbers from last season in your head to sell this year. No one even that would have been sold out because everybody wants this shirt. I'm lucky I got mine. Lucky Wincy ordered his online, which was an XL, double XL, but he accidentally ordered a large. So that was coming in the post. He says, "Oh shit, I've ordered the wrong one. Do you want to buy it off us?" So I'm getting that one on Monday. So I'm happy with that one. So I'm lucky there. But I was going to wait for a few more months until the shop was fully kitted out. But obviously, it's one. I don't know. I don't know the reason why. I'm just thinking they need to have that money. They must be skint. That's all I'm thinking.
I think that's the revelation of the night. The fact that Winksy's only an XL, but there you go. Conrad, you want in there?
Yeah, it's like we wait and what we do. We're releasing the shirts in July and June. Like they're doing it like this because they don't want to spend and then have a load of redundant stock at the end that they just have to sort of give away or sell on the cheap. What they should do is announce the shirt in May and say, do you know what? Pre-order it, then you'd get exactly what numbers you're going to have from it there and just order a bit more over that. And then if they go out of stock, you can sort of ask your supplier for a bit more. It's not difficult. I was on the same time as you trying to get that away shirt. I put one of the long sleeve ones in my basket. By the time it loaded my basket, 30 seconds later, it had gone. And it was like, no, it's not actually in your basket. Went back to short sleeve, sold out, 801. Like, that was even quicker than the home shirt. Why are we ordering less? And I'm going to say it, and I'm one of these people. Why are we ordering less bigger sizes? Like, I see the same people going through the gates, and I struggle to get through the gates. And they're sitting there going, we need loads of smalls and we need loads of mediums. No, you don't. You need the bigger sizes. There's a reason the England shirts and whatever club it is sell out XL, double XL and 3XL first. That's your targets. That's the average bloke who watches football, I'm afraid.
Well, I don't want to rub it in, but I mean, I did get the long sleeve away shirt, but unfortunately, and I was going to put it on for you tonight, but because I use a green screen and the screen in the shirt, you can see through me. I'm like, sorry, I'll come to you just now, Mike. This thing of, it stinks of the penny pinching and not wanting to be left with these shirts. But the simple fact is, these shirts are coming from China. They probably cost them £5 to get done right, which they're selling for 50, 60 quid. So even if they have a boatload left at the end of the season and they sold them for a tenner, they're gonna double the money. And plus the fact that I still don't have the Dayglow yellow shirt from last season. I tried to get it, couldn't get it. The Ben wanted to buy us it for Christmas, couldn't get it. I thought, well, I'll get it eventually. Can't get it. So
never came back.
They could have had 50, 60 quid from me, right? There you go. I'm giving you my money, and can't get it. They're making it difficult for us, for a club that wants money, and it's all about money. It doesn't stack up. Mike, sorry about that. Go on.
I don't think they pay a £5 from China. I'm just going to throw that out there. But
in a few weeks, I'll be able to compare the real shirt to the China one for you. So
I think Wayne's already done that for you, and the badge is too small. So
that was someone else. That was a different company.
All right. What I would say is I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Hummel's worth 1.8 billion. Nike is 110 billion. The last Nike kit is an off-the-shelf kit. So they produce that in mass. They've got hundreds of millions of them shirts and they just slap our badge on it. Off you go. That goes to Sunderland. This is bespoke with the ships in. Who else are they going to sell this to? So surely manufacturing that, they've got to, Hummel themselves have got to think, you've got to order it. They can't just mass produce it. So if the club doesn't do that, the pre-order is the best idea, Conrad. 100% agree with you there.
It's not what I'm going to say,
but I'm just saying, yeah. But it's very bespoke. So I think you've got to give them a bit of a leeway there and I know we've made the same debacles with Nike kits and Adidas kits. So the club is still at fault somewhat, but I think there's a lot more leeway needs to be given because look at the quality of it and look how beautiful it is. I'm willing to wait for the away one.
What's Adidas?
All day I dream about. Oh no,
Adidas. Sorry.
No, it's more like what Philly and I found last year was they're not ordering loads from Nike though because I didn't like the pink kit when it came out, and a few months in I actually went, you know what? I actually really do like that. I'm going to get that at one point. but by November, December, it had gone, and they never restocked on it. Whereas if they were just templates that Nike and Adidas could, just sort of throw us back in, then they would do, because what's it to them? It's absolutely nothing to them. And I get that, Hummel have put more effort into them. That's fine, but I still think they're probably looking at numbers and probably thinking, oh, well, we don't want to pay and then be stuck when we can get an idea of the outrage online and then try and cover it again at full price.
Does it show how out of touch with the fans they are? Obviously, we had that craziness
for a while.
Craziness with the black and white in the bar last season, and then they're going to launch this, which is a great idea, the retro style and stuff like that. But they obviously had no clue how popular it would be. Does it show how out of touch they are?
Do you remember years ago when the last game of the season they used to wear next season's home shirt? They knew back then, and there was rumours they even knew what the kit was like. Then there was no reason they couldn't have gone. Let's just register people's interests and how many orders we have by June. That's what we'll order in the first lot, plus a little bit for the shop. After that, we'll just sort of order them in later on. It's not difficult.
The thing is, though, I take on board what you're saying, Mike, about Hummel and Nike and different size and what have you. But it's a simple fact that all they had to do was look at last season. It doesn't matter if it's Nike, Hummel, who's Adidas, whoever they are. It doesn't matter who it is. Those numbers stay the same. We will still buy those. All right, if they put out a really crappy shirt or strip or whatever. But I mean, these are the best. I mean, for me, the away shirt's been the best thing we've had for a long time. I
wouldn't know. Can't get it.
So that's why
they've got a really, really good shop there now as well, and it's just not stocked at the moment.
Well, I went in when I did that video the other day, and I thought it was going to be a lot bigger. I don't think it's much bigger than the shop what they had run the other side. I mean, it is bigger, but it's and
it's in a better position with better car parking facilities, though, isn't it?
100%. The location is where it should have been, without a doubt. Just very quickly, I want to go to the chat here. Pixel Rich says he went to the shop, bought 3 shirts, 180. That's £190, and then they went, "Would you like a carrier bag for an extra £1?" It's like. It's
with that's everywhere in Scotland. They charge you for a McDonald's paper bag.
Philly, I was going to ask. We got a comment on that video, and I thought it was worth asking. How did they let you fly your drone in the shop?
Yeah. Well, tricks of the trade, aren't they?
Yeah. Just balanced it their way in.
Yeah, I did actually see that. Right. Okay then. Before we've not a lot of time left. Just very quickly, let's go on these stadium improvements. New pitch, new lights, new sound, 5G, new food menu. That'll be good for you, Conrad, won't it?
Oh, I don't know. I have lost a bit of timber. I'm not quite as big as I used to be. I still like food. I will. Yeah, I'll try it all.
Just, I don't know if I'm getting this wrong or not. How badly did we need a new pitch? Is it not the fact it's a new pitch, but it's a new undersoil heating and all that? Is that more what that's about? Yes. Anybody?
No? I'm not sure. I didn't think our pitch was that bad. I think
it's just another thing they can throw and say, look what we've done.
And maybe they should build it.
Sorry, I know the 5G is a £6 million grant from the government. So there's no money coming from KLD's pocket for the 5G. I don't know about what happens with the pitch, whether that's any kind of grant for the pitch under soil heating. I'm not sure about. So the 5G, that's what that's about.
I mean, we've been desperate for a new sound system, and it sounds awful. So I get that, without a doubt. New floodlights. Are we going to get a light show? Are we going to get one of them when we have a night game? Are we going to get the flashy like Borough do and all that?
As long as we don't get like that Hull game where they all turned off when Victor Heathby was through on goal.
I don't get when they put the lights on during the day. It just blinds me. I cannot see the bloody pitch because the light's being on. Just like use natural light. It's sunny. Why have the light on as well?
Right. Okay.
Just have a spotlight following the player with the ball. That'd be a fun game.
Right, let's have our thing on the chat here. Tony Lee is saying best home shirt for years, which yeah, I mean I've got to agree. I mean they are good. They are lovely. I'm not always a fan of them, but right, let's go on to Cardiff City then. First game of a new season, Saturday. 12:30 kickoff now. I thought 12:30 kickoff because we're on the telly. Is that right? We're on the telly, aren't we?
I think everyone's on the telly,
Yes.
aren't they?
Well, we're
Or
on
is
the
it like
telly.
red button?
Well, I was going to say, all the championship games are kicking off at 12:30. Do we know why that is, Statman?
I think Conrad's right. I think it's the new select thing because there's signs up all around Birdley saying watch up to 20 games this season without paying any extra. So I think Sky are doing it for a lot of games where you can go through and select which game you want to see.
And
I think it's their way of showing the teams without having to move everybody's game. And also, there's not that many game weeks where they could highlight somebody else over someone else. So they've gone, oh, well, there was the option there for people to pick your team. It's that.
And it's, I suppose, and I suppose the reason around that will be the 3:00 Saturday afternoon ruling that you can't show a live game. Terry?
Does anybody know out there whether you can watch Sky Go and then still choose any game? Or is that not a possibility?
I don't know, but I know that in the pubs, when we've sort of like tried to show, when it's on the red button at home, you know, we got Sky here and you can hit the red button and you can watch whatever you want. When we put it on down the pub, that red button, even though you're paying extortionate fees, you know, through a pub, they don't give you that red button option. So whether or not that also applies to the Sky Go thing, I would imagine so, I think, but I don't know. So what are you planning on, like?
Well, me, I'm going out on holiday next week, so that's the day I'm travelling. So I'm going to watch it on my Sky if I can. I was hoping to watch it on Sky Go or listen on the radio or get it on my phone anyway somehow.
Worst case scenario, you can listen to mine and Conrad's commentary on the way, Terry. There you
go. Or I can, I'll tell you where you can watch it when we come off air if you want. No problem.
Yeah, no problem. I have got ways and means myself, like, but we'll have a discussion.
Yeah, all right, okay. Yeah, well, there is that. Right, anyway, Cardiff City. Are we confident for a win, Conrad?
Weirdly, I am. I had a look at Cardiff the other day, and they're same manager as they were at the end of last season when they were sort of stumbling over the finish line. I think they lost 6 of the last 10. So we, including in that time, we beat them when we weren't beating anybody last season. So I'd like to think that RLB would like to start off on the front foot and get a win and a good commanding performance from us while we sort of, because I think in the games coming up, we've got a few of the newly promoted sides and a few of the ones that have dropped back in from the Premier League. So I think he's probably thinking, let's target this and get off the board quickly. So yeah, I'm pretty confident we are. I think we'll probably win it 2-0 if I'm doing a prediction.
Well, you are, but you're not doing your prediction yet, are we, man?
Oh, sorry, not 2-0. I'll take that back.
Just very quickly on the chat, David Walker says that all the games are available on the Sky app. So there you go, Terry. No need to break the law. All right. I assume you didn't plan to break the law anyway, did you?
No, I've got Sky Go on my phone, so I'm fine.
Good lad, right, there you go. No. Fantastic.
Really good video as well.
Mike, are you confident for a win?
Not at all. Not even close.
Oh.
We are cursed against Welsh teams, and I know we've beat them in more recent history, but generally against Welsh teams, we seem to be cursed. And Cardiff have done an amazing thing that we've been unable to do. They've signed a centre-back and a centre-forward in the off-season. So unless we can match and get a decent centre-back and get some strikers, I have no confidence at all. Which is rare, because I'm the optimistic one usually.
Oh,
Yeah, we've
look at that, man.
we've swapped roles here, haven't we, Mike? This is a bit alien.
I don't believe this, Mr. Doom and Gloom, and all that. I know it's that.
I've been miserable
Conrad,
all episode, and then I say 2-0 Sunderland. It's just bizarre.
Conrad's mantle that without a doubt.
Mm.
So right, okay. So you're not confident at all. Terry, what are your thoughts on it? Come on, Terry. Tell me we're going to win.
I've never been so underwhelmed in my life pre-season.
Oh no!
In signings, I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. And I think if we don't get a striker in, and we could possibly still lose players, if teams come in and get desperate and they want our players like Jack Clark could still actually go. I just feel like we've got a good 11, and we still need a striker. If we've got a striker, we've got a good 11. We could do okay. But if we start getting problems with injuries, we haven't got an in-depth squad. A squad for me that can compete in the Championship in the top 10. I'm sorry, I'll be over the moon with the draw against Cardiff. Obviously, I want us to win. I want us to have a brilliant season. But unless we start putting, money where our mouth is and start getting these players in, I think we're going to struggle.
Right, fair enough. I mean, again, here we are, the week before the start of the season, and we've only needed a striker for 3 years. You know why, Terry?
I always say every season I do a video top 4, top 6, and I'm like this, praying for a good result this season. I'm thinking, I think we'd be happy to get top 10.
Better than last season.
Oh, I'm depressed now coming on here. I was quite looking forward to coming back. Get in. Here we go. It's going to be all
still
exciting.
all miserable.
It's just all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, listen, on the chat, Michael Bowers says August fixtures: Cardiff away, Sheffield at home, Burnley at home, Portsmouth away. SAFC Tom, this is what I like. 28 more likes to get to 100 for our first Sunday bunch back. So come on, we've got 72 there at the moment. All you have to do, let's hit this thumbs up, hit the like button, and let's get there. Terry, you need it in there. Go on.
Yeah, I'll give big up to Tom. He's my moderator on my channel. He's the one that says we'll have the striker in this week.
Good man. All right. Well, Tom, I hope you're right. So just hit that thumbs up for us. Come on, we'll try and hit 100 if we can on our first Sunday bunch back in ages. Don't forget, if you are watching on a mobile device and you've got the chat open, the live chat, just hit the X in the top corner, close that down. There's your thumbs up. Just smash that, and let's get to 100 if you can. And don't forget, of course, about the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. We're dying to get to 10,000. We need to move that. We've been on 9,000 and odd for too long now. So let's get to that 10K. All doom and gloom. It's been ages. It's been ages since I've been on. Terry, please tell me you have your whiteboard.
I haven't.
Oh, just the whiteboard not happening anymore.
Right, look at it. This is the way it is, right? It's going to be the same team as against Marseille. We did play well yesterday. Let's face it, we played well yesterday. We played decent against Blackpool. So the last two first teams we've had have been the same 11. So it's going to be the same 11 unless we get a striker in. It's going to be the same 11 against Cardiff as it was against Marseille. Simple as.
Terry,
whiteboard next time.
Terry, man, good, because that
I've got it over there as well.
The thing is, because the thing is, if you didn't watch the Marseille game, me, because I was working, I'm not a part-timer, right? And I don't know what the team was. So
let's go through the team now. In goal, Patterson. We got Humid right back, Serkin at left back. We got Adji and we got Luke 9 in defence because Ballard won't be fit. Then we've got we've got Job probably in front of Alan Brown and Dan Neil. We've got Roberts on the right, we've got Clark on the left, and we ended up top. That's the team that's going to start against Cardiff, simple as.
Is Mundell not better than Meander?
But Mundell's not a striker. Mundell's going to replace Jack Clark if he leaves.
Is he? Oh.
Mundell looks, tell you what, out of all the players to come in the side, players of the B team, Mundell and Chris Rigg are the two standouts. Mundell looks awesome. He's fast. He can run with the ball well, keep the ball well at his feet, take on players, take on more than one player. strong. He cuts inside and scores goals. I think Mundle, for me, is going to be brilliant potential in the future.
Did you not? Did Chris Rigg not start then on?
No, Chris Rigg was in the B team that lost during the week, but he's sort of the player that will probably come in and replace Job if Job gets tired, that kind of thing, or So,
well, I must say, a massive thank you for doing that, but it's still not as good as the whiteboard. I mean, the whiteboard's legendary, man. I mean, right, but you'll have that back for next time. Well, you're on holiday next week. But never mind. There you go. Just before I quickly pass it around the lads, RWA Productions, which is Bradley. I don't know what you've been drinking, mate, but 12 points from 12, he's saying, but I hope you're right. Mike, that team, what he said, I can't remember what it was because I'm old, so my memory's terrible. But do you sort of agree with what Terry's saying?
Well, the team he said, yeah. But I don't know why, and Terry might be able to put some insight in as well. I was going to answer you during that, Terry, was why has Mundle not been getting as much time? Even towards the end of last season, me and Conrad were saying it in lives, like, why is he not on the pitch? Why is he only coming on with 5 minutes to go? Because he has got energy. He's got so much about him.
Yeah, but he was very raw, wasn't he, last season? Just come to the club, probably his fitness level. I think it was raw. I think, and obviously it comes down to Dodds, doesn't it? But I think this season, I think Regis LeBrie's given opportunity in the B team, and obviously we see what he can do. But he's never going to be on for Clark unless Clark gets tired towards the end of the game. It might come in last 15 minutes. So unless we're playing Clark, putting him in the shop window, and the kind of thing, well, we'll get big money for Clark. Mundle's the ideal replacement. I still think Mundle's still got a little bit more improvement to do and more experience to get before he can start a game in the Championship. So I'm hoping we do keep Clark.
Am I right in thinking
replacement if Clark gets tired?
Am I right in thinking both him and Clark can play both sides though?
Yes, but I saw Mundle was brilliant on the left. When he went to the right, he didn't get the ball and he didn't have the same sort of pace and direct play and running, sort of on the left. For me, he's naturally better on the left than the right, what I saw from Mundle.
Just very quickly, Conrad, you was one in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when we got, like Mundle, like you were saying, is a bit raw at the moment. Don't forget, when we had Jack Clark for the first 6 months, there wasn't much about him either in League One. And I remember thinking when we bought him, I thought that's just a waste. Like, we could have bought someone better. And then he had arguably the best season he's ever had for us and was our standout player if it wasn't for Diallo. So it could be that Mundle's now settled in, knows a bit more about it. Admittedly, we had a steady manager through the close window, of course, and we've had a bit of a change up here, but maybe knows a bit more what his role's meant to be now, rather than just being a young player that's brought in on potential just because in sort of a, this is my role, I need to do what Jack's doing. Because his goal against, was it Bradford the other day, was very Jack Clark-esque.
But we have to remember it was against Bradford in League Two as well, and a lot of other players.
Oh, they gave him the freedom of Bradford to get it, but he still did it.
Terry players that performed in that game, but again, it's pre-season. We've got to take it with a pinch of salt, haven't we?
Mike? Terry, can I ask you, does Ekwar get on the pitch again now that we've got Brown?
No. I've got a feeling he might even be sold at some point. But I mean, for me, he's going to be he'll be a sub. Come on, won't he be a sub? Come on, if Brown gets, I don't want to say injured because Brown's had a really good, as someone said there, he plays a lot of games. He doesn't seem to have touchwood many injury problems. Brown seems to be one of those players that does really well, gets a lot of games every season. That's why he was captain.
Right, just very quickly, because we are almost out of time now. So I am going to ask you for score predictions. Before I do, we've got 92 likes. We just need 8 people to hit the thumbs up and we'll hit the magic 100. And a massive thank you to you lot for doing that. Don't forget, if you're on a mobile device, close your live chat, hit the thumbs up, do that. Let's hit 100. Conrad, I haven't got a clue what you're going to predict for this. But
I'm going to say a different score now, so that then whichever one I pick, I can just clip it out and be like, "Oh, it's close." You see? No, I'll stick with 2-0 Sunderland, same as we did in April against them. 2-0 Sunderland.
Who's going to score, Conrad?
2 own goals from Cardiff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon Clark probably get a penalty, and then Dan Neil. Why not?
Oh, Mike, score prediction.
We're going to lose 3-0.
Jesus.
If we do not
Guttural
sign
noise.
a proper centre back and we do not sign any strikers, if that changes in the next few days, I'll change my prediction.
Terry, what's your score prediction?
I just want to get some bodies in the club, some good bodies in before the transfer window closes. And up until that happens, I want us to stay afloat and stay within reach and distance of the top 6. I'm going to go for an optimistic 1-1 draw against Cardiff because I kind of predict the defeat, because even though my head says, yeah, we could be overrun big time, my heart says, yes, let's get a draw and just, start the season with at least a draw.
Can I guess yours, Philly?
Right. Well, I'll say 3-1 to Sunderland.
Yeah.
It's what I'll go with. I haven't got a clue who's going to score the goals. And this thing, though, you're saying if we bring someone in, even if we sign somebody this week, though, they're not going to be ready for Saturday.
That's why I'm so. That's why I'm not optimistic about Saturday.
Just so frustrating. We've needed a striker for years, and it just does your head in. But I'm still going to go 3-1. So, because I don't know what. Well, it's first game of the season. You don't know what they're going to wear. The team's going to gel like, really, do you? Right. Before we go, then, quickly match day commentary, and am I right to assume with Conrad and Mike, you're going to do a live commentary on this Saturday on our channel for Cardiff? We'll give Terry a plug. Terry does his superb commentary and has all this.
Yes, but if anybody watches me, you can watch SFC Fan TV this weekend instead.
All right. Oh, you're not doing one?
No, as I said, I'm going on holiday.
He said it like 4 times.
Thank you very much, Terry. All right. So there is that. And am I right to assume we're doing every home and away game?
Yeah.
At least because Mike, you'll be doing if you're not available, Conrad, then Mike's going to do the
vice
home
versa. Yeah. If Mike's not around, then I'll do them. Yeah.
That's the plan. That's the plan. We'll say that's the plan, just in case.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. So that's
something. Go to Preston and go. Neither of us are free, and we're like, it's second one.
Right. So that's good. Then something to look forward to. There is gonna be the return of the fan cams. I'm gonna be doing the fan cams outside the stadium. However, I know I've announced it and was all excited about doing it. The first game, Sheffield Wednesday, because I do my show of the week, Chief. They want me to do after as well, so I'm gonna have to be there. So after the Sheffield Wednesday game, we'll be there doing all the fan cams again, which always a good laugh. So if you'd see us outside the ground, come and have a chat with us, and we'll get you on there. Finally, before we go, we are going to be doing. We're teaming up with Toffs again, and the old-fashioned football shirt company, and they're going to give us a free shirt to give away every single week. It's going to be for members only. So if you want to join as a member, it's $1.99 a month. That's all it costs you, and we will say, this channel still doesn't make a profit at the moment. So it's like, we're grateful for any help we can get there. We only have, hopefully we'll have the first shirt to give away next Sunday. And this is how it is. We only at the moment have 37 members. So you've got 1 in 37. In fact, less, because me and Conrad and Emma and different ones are members on there, and we won't put our names on the wheel. Yeah. Yeah.
And Mike's a member too.
Mike as well, yeah. So you've got a good chance of winning. So if you want to sign up, please do so. It's $1.99 a month, and it really, really does help the channel out if you do that. Listen, it's been great to come back. It's great. We're back every Sunday now, 7:30. We've got all different members of the panel coming on. We'll switch them about. We've got guests coming on. Michael Bowers going to come on. Jack Dodds is going to make an appearance again. He's going to show his face. And
Who?
Oh yeah, that Jack Dodds, Mike Dodds, yeah. And we're even trying to see if we can tempt Dino to come on every once in a while as well. So all the old school making a show. You've been absolutely superb tonight. Do you want to say bye, Conrad?
Bye, Conrad.
Bye, Conrad. Mike, do you want to say bye to everyone?
Yep. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, subscribe, all that wonderful things. And as well, what we've not mentioned is share the content as well. Yeah, get this out onto your own social medias and let people know about the channel. It's how we grow.
Oh, yeah, you can tell you've been doing this because I was going to chuck it in at the end, but thanks anyway. Terry?
Kept him for a reason.
Yeah, big thank you to everybody who's been watching the chat tonight. Much appreciated. Everybody who's put a comment on there. And don't forget to put the thumbs up before you go. Cheers, have a good Sunday night.
Fantastic. So as Mike says, don't forget, please, to like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, do the lot, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye! Woo!